Alright, you guys know the drill. When a new regime comes in, they're looking to fix things. That's why they got the job, right? Therefore, you don't want to be a player that plays a position that needs fixing. If you are one of those guys, you could be looking for a job in another part of the country soon. New regimes want to bring in their types of players that fit what they want to do, so you have to prove you can do what they want you to do. The name of the game in the NFL is show and prove, so even if head coach Pete Carroll had you brought in, you still have to show you're a part of turning the Raiders around. You got players playing for another contract. You got rookies that are trying to establish themselves in the NFL. It's actually all about showing and proving for everyone. You're the Raiders with the most to prove this year. I might as well get this one over with, right? Quarterback Gino has more pressure on him to perform than any other player on the team. The quarterback always has the most pressure on him because he's the most important player on the team. I don't care if he's sorry, he's going to be the most talked about. Is he good enough to lead his team somewhere? Is he going to mess it up for his team? Smith is going to be under the microscope and the heat lamp. Then there's the fact that the Raiders traded a third-round pick for him. If he plays well, it's a steal for the Raiders. If he doesn't, it's a waste of a third-round pick. He was once labeled a bust, but freed himself of that with the breakout season in 2022. He was good in 2023 too, but without Carroll and a bad offensive line, he wasn't quite as good in 2024. This season has a lot riding on it for Smith and for Carroll because he believes in Smith to take the Raiders where they want to go. He might have bet his job on him. Of course, the pressure is on about winning, but individually, this season means everything because it will determine what the perception of Smith is as a quarterback around the league. Running back Ashton Jeanty has the pressure of the expectations he's created for himself. Most number 6 overall picks come in with pressure and expectations, but the way he played last year at Boise State shows you how special he can be, so anything but special is going to be a disappointment. Jeanty was close to breaking Barry Sanders' collegiate rushing record with 2,601 yards, and he had 29 touchdowns rushing to go with it. The numbers are great, but the way he did is what made Raider fans hyped up about what he can possibly do for the Raiders this year and into the future. He forces so many missed tackles because he's very elusive and he has the strength to break a lot of tackles. There's also a technical part to all this tackle breaking. He doesn't give up clean shots very often. Detractors will say, oh, he did that against not so good competition at Boise State, but he forced the third most tackles he's forced in the game last year against Penn State. If your argument has been made for and against him, so it's all on him to go out there and show everybody and produce. It's time for him to show and prove he's the next generational running back. Left tackle Colt Miller finds himself in a contract year this year. He's been one of the better left tackles in the NFL for a while now, but he has been picked to a Pro Bowl or All-Pro team. His rookie year was his only horrible year, and he was playing on a knee he shouldn't have been playing on. The year he's coming off of right now wasn't too good for him overall, but he started to play some good football. The beginning of Miller's 2024 was ugly because he didn't get a chance to train for the season due to a shoulder surgery he had. That's why he was woefully out of shape at the beginning of the season, and boy did opposing edge rusher take advantage. He gave up 6 sacks over the first 4 games of the season. By the 4-game mark, Miller played his way into the type of shape he needed to be in, and he played at a high level from that point on. He only allowed 1 sack over the last 13 games of the season. I'm guessing the new regime hasn't given him a new deal yet because they want to see that he really is back and there are no lingering effects from his shoulder surgery. That makes this year a big year for Miller, and I'm looking for him to have one. The left tackle is one of the most important positions on the offensive line because his job is to protect the blind side of the quarterback. The other is the center because his job is to look at the defensive front and help the quarterback call out the protections. If he calls out the wrong protections against a given blitz, your quarterback is toast. He's equally important in the running game because most of your running plays go up the middle where he is. I gotta give it to former Raider GM Tom Telesco for stealing Jackson Powers Johnson in the second round, but gotta wonder what the coaching staff was thinking when they had him playing guard. He was a Remington Award winner for being the best college football center. The Raiders didn't have a good center and they still moved him to guard. My goodness, they didn't even move him to center when then starter Andre James got hurt at first. Then he went in there and looked like a beast at center after looking average at guard. However, for some reason he was moved back to guard when James came back. The new regime was smart enough to cut James and move Powers back to center, and now he has to continue to prove they were right this year. Another guy that's under the heat lamp this year is edge rusher Tyrie Wilson. Wilson was drafted by the Raiders in the first round of the 2023 NFL Draft, despite the injury he had. The plan was to redshirt Wilson for a year, then start playing him the following year. Unfortunately, former Raider edge rusher Chandler Jones flew over the cuckoo's nest and Wilson had to play, and he didn't look too good. Then in year 2 last year, he was better, but still nowhere near what a number 7 overall is supposed to look like. Wilson looked so bad as a rookie when he wasn't a world beater his second year, they already considered him a bust. However, whatever you think of him, nothing becomes official until after this year because this is his year 3. If he comes through, he's guaranteed a big second contract. The Raiders will likely pick up his 5th-year option too. That comes with being a number 7 overall. All the bust talk about him will stop too. If he doesn't, the Raiders will not pick up the 5th year on his contract, and he'll likely be looking for work after year 4 unless he can really bring it in year 4. This is a heavy year for 2021 3rd-round pick and fellow edge rusher Malcolm Koonce too. It's a do-over contract year. Koonce looked like he was coming around just in time to get his big second contract. He finally got the opportunity to play in the second half of 2023 and racked up 8 sacks. All he had to do was play the whole year like that in 2024 and he was going to get that big second contract he was looking for. But unfortunately, it didn't work out that way for Koonce. He tore an ACL right before the 2024 season opener, so he didn't get a chance to play it down last year. That's why he's playing on a 1-year deal for around $12 million this year. If he has the kind of year we know he can have, he'll make twice that or more per year in this next contract. He'll also help the Raiders win more games. If he doesn't, he'll make around the same amount of money per year, and if he gets hurt, he can get somewhere around the same amount or less in the open market. This year is just as much about showing he's healthy and can stay that way as it is him playing well. If he can, he'll be a star. The Raiders actually have a few more guys that are under pressure to perform well this year, but these are the main guys that have that pressure. And there are a lot of different reasons for that pressure. Some have to try to impress a new boss. Some want to prove the new boss is right because they put him in a certain position. Some are in a contract year. Then there are some that want to change the NFL's perception of them and prove that they're among the best in the league at what they do. Then of course there are those guys that want to prove that they're back from their injuries. Oh, and of course there's a rookie that wants to prove he's generational. I can't wait to see them all so hungry this year. Thank you for watching. See you next time.